Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to part 2 of the scissor restoration series. This has been a fun little project. If you haven't seen part 1, go check it out. The link here on the top of the screen right now. We are about to get to the sharpening, which is the last stage of this project, and we're going to be using my Edge Pro Apex. So this is our basic Edge Pro table. All I've done is remove the top plate. You can actually get this awesome scissor attachment from Edge Pro. Really cool little system here. What you do is you just insert this piece through the bottom. This heads in over like this. Then you just use the same screw you have from the original top plate. And now you have an angle adjustable scissor table here. And this is a scissor table because the way this works, allows you to pinch a pair of scissors. So this is a pretty cool system. We'll open up our scissors here. Which side do I want to start with first? Let's start with this side. We'll get them right in. You can see I've already set up these little guides here. But you'll get that in. You'll just crank down this sort of grabber bar here, and this will pinch your scissor blade. Your scissors are pinched open, and now you can use your stones exactly the same as you would with a knife. Now you have two ways of adjusting your angle because of the way this table works. So when your scissors are pinched in, we have a little tensionable wing nut here, and your scissor bevel can move back and forth just like this. Edge Pro recommends this being your macro adjustment for getting it close, and then of course you still have your adjustment right here, which allows you to more finely dial in your edge angle. So I'm going to get my coarsest stone, my 120 grit stone in here. I'm going to get a little bit of Sharpie on this bevel, just so I can very clearly see my contact point. So I'm just going to color in this bevel. Now I can set pretty closely by eye my sharpening angle here. I can see that I need to go a little bit steeper, it looks like, right about there. Tighten it down. These scissors probably haven't been sharpened in 20 or 30 years. So I'm just going to douse out 120, and we're going to give a couple strokes here. So you can see we can go a little bit steeper. Okay, that's right. We're going to keep those scissors set up. Cutting right near the edge. Perfect. Now, as I've said before about the Edge Pro, it's pretty easy to set up as it is, but with these systems, once you do have it set up, you have that angle fixed, man, it just becomes too easy. It's almost like magic how easy you can get those perfect edges to the exact angle you want. So this becomes pretty nice. Just going to work it, keep an eye on that back edge, and make sure we get a nice square edge along the back. I don't think I have to remove too much material with these scissors. Okay, so all I've done here now, this thing hasn't moved from the vise, and I've worked through a few different grits, stones. I have the Apex 4 kit. I've worked right up to my 1000 grit stone. And if you feel that edge, that inside edge, that cut edge, it is so grabby sharp, just crispy, and that flat bevel looks so good. I always enjoy seeing that from these. That's one thing I do absolutely love about these guided systems, is that freehand sharpening, you always get a slight convexing, and you can see that as the light goes over it. But with angled or jig sharpeners like this, the angles are perfectly fixed. I'm going to repeat that exact same process with the other blade, color in with a little bit of marker. I'll eyeball my guide to start off, get it as close as I can. Just going to give it a couple strokes here now. Just see where I'm cutting. And I can see that this is a very, whoever sharpened this blade in the past did a pretty poor job. They certainly didn't have this tool because it's touching in different places all the way along. Some places it's touching way back on the heel of the edge, some places it's cutting right at the edge, some places in the middle. But because of that, I'm going to choose to sharpen using the angle it's at right there, right now, and just bring it all in together. So I just quickly learned a very valuable trick, and that is to put a little bit of tape over the edge of the blade you already sharpened, because as my stone here was coming down along that edge, I was just shaving away at the white metal base of this stone. So a little piece of tape will stop that. So even though I didn't show every grip or sharpening step with the other blade here, the idea is that you sharpen until you completely establish a bevel, a full bevel, nice flat surface with your first stone, and then each stone after that you're just progressing to remove the scratches left by the previous stone. So once I establish my bevel with this 120, I'll move to the 220 and try to remove all those 120 grit scratches. And you just work like that until you get up as high as you want. We're stopping at 1000 grit today. Okay, I've repeated the exact same set of steps with blade number 2. Going up to 1000 grit. And now I'm going to do a step that I probably wouldn't have thought of, but that Edge Pro recommends for scissors. And that is for the first few openings. So you don't want to close them. Resist the urge to just snip and close there now. Force them apart and get them closed. Okay, so the edges did not contact each other. And now draw them back open. And do that a few times. So force them apart and let them drag open on each other a few times, which is going to scrape off any burr. And to my surprise, I can actually see a few little pieces of burr sort of breaking off that edge. That is pretty cool. I guess it makes sense that the people that engineer and design these tools and spend their lives working with them would have the tips and tricks. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, I'm going to close them for the first time. Let's see how those edges contact each other. Beautifully. So first off, here's what those 1000 grit planes look like. Very nice, very crispy. Look at that nice edge. Isn't that nice? Of course, we could have went up and polished it, but I didn't bother, not for what these shears are going to be doing. Notice how they cross over each other, right out to the tips. So all the way out, they cross over so that they drag super tight against one another while they're closing. Just look at those bevels. Try them here on a little bit of felt, right out to the tip. See how nice that cuts. Ooh, that is nice. So I have super fine hair on my head. I'm just wondering if these big scissors are able to cut these delicate little hairs. Oh, and they definitely are. Super, super sharp. That is a beautiful thing. If they weren't super sharp and they weren't meeting at a good face, those hairs would just get bent down and pushed down in between the scissors, but instead they just cut beautifully there. Check out how good those bevels look. So that's it for this little mini series, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me restore these scissors, and I hope now you've learned something about sharpening your own scissors and shears. This, once again, is the Edge Pro. I have the Apex 4 kit. This is the Edge Pro Apex with the number 4 kit and stones. And we have the scissor attachment, which you can pick up for yourself if you're interested. I think Amazon carries it, but you can also check out edgeproinc.com, I believe it is. I'll post the link down in the description. Thanks for watching. Comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next video.